If you don't think there was more coming out of this Van Astria family drama, you got another thing coming. But before we get into that, let me say this has been a great chapter in ReZero Arc 9, Chapter 37. Arc 9 is one of the best arcs right now. Top 5 arc in my opinion of the ReZero series, but consider, let's take a look in the chapter beforehand. Roswell is considering killing everyone to force the reset, as per the deal with Subaru in Arc 4 to salvage the situation. But he decided against that in the end due to the trust he put in Beatrice, but also he considered it back when Priscilla died, but he changed his mind since her death benefited the Amelia camp, and also her demise was something on her own decision. He also wants to utilize Frederica's dragon blood, that rare blood she has. It has actually attracts dragons. That is very interesting, and I'm sure that will be played in the end of this arc, and especially end of the series arc, Arc 11 or whatever arcs he comes up with. That will be interesting. Also, Old Man Rome and Ram, Emilia, finally comprehend something about time limping, about Al's authority. We've said it countless times and explained it in this channel about Al's authority and his latest videos we did on him, and they figured out the weakness. So the real big problem at the end, and what made the video, is how Felt finally knows, or thinks she knows, what is going on in the Van Astria family. And remember, Felt, she is going to be the royal selection. If people don't know, now you know, or forgot, that she is a royal candidate. And Van Astria, Reinhard Van Astria, is her royal knight. And Van Astria, Reinhard, it's been a very messy family situation. He has beef with his grandfather, Wilhelm, that killed Theresia, and Theresia has died because Reinhard born, but it could be played into Pandora hands. A lot of things already messy there, and Heinkel, he hates Reinhard, and Heinkel's a drunk, and Wilhelm don't like Heinkel, and Heinkel's trying to, use his grandfather, Wilhelm. Yes, that's a lot to take in because there's a lot of family drama, but anyway, I felt trying to figure out what is going on about Reinhard's mother, and thinking Reinhard is actually involved when he don't really know for himself. He is unaware of it. Felt is convinced that because of this, Heinkel never asked Reinhard to assist him in finding a cure for his mother, despite Heinkel utilizing pretty much everything else in his fame influence of the Astria household. But also, he loves his wife, and you would think he would do anything to help his wife to find the cure and everything. But also, there's a balance in the pendulum. Like, he loves his son too, in a way, and don't want to, talk about it. And Felt was actually putting the pressure on so much, and she put more pressure on Heinkel, almost got her killed and got a blade to her throat until Al knocked him out. And let me just say that Felt did not discard the Reinhardt as putting her to sleep, but does discard the idea that he is aware and hiding it. Don't let that be confused. And Reinhardt is apparently responsible for what happened without realizing for this case. He would not have been a toddler after all. But how many outbursts can Heinkel have before even having a heart attack? That's a big question here. He's done a lot of outbursts. There's going to be a lot more leaks. I think we're going to find out what is more about Heinkel. But Heinkel is the best father figure and parent in the ReZero world without even realizing it, and is hiding his true intentions. And let me go on to say this, that when Felt put the blade back in the holster, that she found the sword saying Van Astria, and they have a big connection with each other, figure out they are kin and have some connection to each other. We all know that in the story. But what's going to boil down to, what else is Felt's going to do? I think she's going to press her dang Heinkel, and maybe even Wilhelm, whatever Wilhelm's doing, but it's going to be a big problem. I think there's going to be more problems with the Van Astria family. But the weird thing is that Heinkel told Reinhard he would brag about he killed Theresia, his grandmother, Wilhelm's wife. That he is going to tell him about it, but he's going to get mad that he actually put his mom to sleep without even knowing it. So what is going on with this family feud? Everybody hates everybody. I think Heinkel is going to spill some things out he don't want to talk about. And Heinkel, this is a great story. This is all going to come to the end, probably the end of this arc. And let's just say that Heinkel wants to put Reinhard down. Yeah, he blamed him about his grandmother being gone, blamed him that his mom is gone now, but not about his wife. I think it'd be too far for him to even say that. I think he really loves his son, but saying that he put his wife's, this is all his fault and his wife's condition is probably too far for him. Let's just say that for certain. And let me just say for the record here, I will not be a bit surprised if there's more going on with the Van Astria family than we already know and already messy as it is. I mean, it's a complete mess, and everybody thinks Subaru has the most traumatic life and everything going wrong for him. It's actually the Van Astria family has like the most miserable time. And let me just add to this, Subaru is going to be having a hard time as well because we're dealing with the Van Astria situation and Priscilla death and Al gone rogue. He has kidnapped Ye. A lot of stuff is going on. We don't even know where Roswell is at. He's trying to protect Emilia. He's trying to protect everybody in the Emilia camp. A lot of stuff is going wrong here for Subaru. And I think someone's going to die probably. And it's going to be a hard death for Subaru to take, because I don't see there's a way to reset all this. And it's going to take a lot for him to reset all this. And it's just going to be one big giant failed loop.